So guys, let's continue, and then well, what can I say about this? Uh, you should, how can I say, again, guys, remember, I'm not giving any advices here. This is just some of my ideas which I'm sharing with you. When I'm even saying you should, does not mean that you should, you really go and need to should. Just think about it. It might be useful for you. I don't know. Well, um, as for those boundaries, sometimes we really feel kind of, feel guilty about it. So first of all, remember that you should never say sorry for your boundaries. Like for example, a person pushes your boundaries and then you say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but please don't do it." You just kind of apologize. Don't apologize for your boundaries. I'm not saying that apologizing is bad in general. No, if you push somebody's boundaries, of course apologize. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's not your fault that you have your standards, your boundaries. And sometimes, okay, let me explain you. It's a kind of tricky situation. We have our standard system, boundary system, and when, for example, a person pushes your boundaries, uh, you might feel like you okay, you feel uncomfortable. What is the sign that your boundaries are, violated? You feel uncomfortable and you feel negative emotions, but you start to find some excuses for this person, and you start to say, okay, maybe this is something wrong with me. Maybe it's okay. Okay, everybody does it. Okay, for example, like you are not, let's say, swearing. Yes, say bad words, and you are in the company when people start saying these bad words, and you feel uncomfortable about it. So what do? So do you stay there and just keep in silence, don't say anything? That means that you are allowed to push your boundaries, and now you already responsible, not those people, because they don't even know that this is something wrong for you. You know what I mean? But I don't want to say that this is your guilt. Don't like this idea, but this is your responsibility, and if you feel unhappy about it, this is your responsibility, not theirs. But if you say about it in polite way, of course, and they continue, again, this is their responsibility already. But if you stay in this company after that, after you said that they continue doing it, this is your responsibility again. You know what I mean? Like, because you always have this choice to leave, to set your boundaries first. If they don't understand, to leave. Nobody, makes you to stay there. And but if you are staying there and then you start to blaming those people, like, oh, they're so bad, who cares? So why didn't you live? And the same with any other situation in any relationship. If a person does something wrong with you, why are you staying in those relationship? Why? So that means that a person understands. Okay, I can't do it because really a person, not, very often understand that they do something wrong, but they just kind of a checking your system of boundaries. And if you are, continue complaining maybe or arguing, etc., etc., but you are not living, so this person understands. So okay, I can't do it. Okay, and in my opinion, there are just two steps. First, just to set your boundaries without saying sorry, but in a polite way, all the time in a polite way, just explaining your emotions. Like, say, sorry, I feel uncomfortable when you do this, or you did this. No, don't blame other people. Don't say you are beep, 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 beep. How could you? How dare you? No, just say what you feel about it, right? Because probably, as I said before, sometimes people really don't understand that they push. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. And then if the person does not understand, you just have a choice to leave. Of course, I'm not talking about, guys, very uh, crucial pushing your boundaries when, I don't know, something, you understand, and when a person does something that is totally against your boundaries. Of course, in this case, should not even explain anything, just leave. And this is the idea, but you know, you understand the idea. So, and this is, yeah, and so don't find the excuses, and don't like change your boundaries because you know some other people. For example, let's go back to the situation when those people were saying bad words, just and you might start thinking like, okay, everybody does this, right? We're living in the 21st century after all. What's wrong? Everything. Okay, everything's fine, nothing's wrong, and you are feeling like it's okay, you know, it's totally fine. No, not totally, but you still feel uncomfortable, right? You cannot lie to yourself, right? You can pretend that it's okay, but anyway, it's doesn't mean that it's gonna be this way, and so yeah, and in this case, you just mm, don't find those. Don't lower your standards, if I can say so. If you feel like it's wrong with you, that means it's wrong with you. And if 90% of people do it, doesn't mean that it's right. You know, usually most people, you know, the majority of people, unfortunately, do the things that are not right. So if everybody drinks alcohol, does not mean that it's right. If everybody watching TV, does not mean it's right. You know. Etc. etc. If according to statistics, people divorcing 80%, does it mean that it's right? You know, like what is right, what is wrong? It is very unique thing, yes, and this is very how can I say? Yeah, something like this. Okay, guys, I think you understood the idea. I love you with all my heart. Be yourself, be limitless, and live life on your high quality terms. And remember, you are the best, and you deserve. What do you deserve, guys? Yes, of course, you deserve just the best. So I give you my huggings.